Now, I think it's pretty safe to say that by far, one of the most favorite characters in the Star Wars franchise has got to be Han Solo. And a lot of people were very upset after the death of the character in The Force Awakens. And now it seems as though that J.J. Abrams is going to be doing very special things in Episode 9 for the character. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, when we look at Episode 9, we do know that cameos are going to play quite the important roles in this movie in order to move some of the sequel trilogy characters forward, like Kylo Ren and Rey. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film when it comes to some of the set leaks, the set designs, the concept art and storyboard descriptions, etc. One of which has all to do with the character of Han Solo in Episode 9. Specifically, it's described that one of the scenes that were shot over in Cardington included an actor in Han Solo's outfit with markers on his face, where it's described that the unused footage of Han Solo from The Force Awakens will be applied. It's described that the actor in Han Solo's outfit was sitting next to a young actor playing a young teen Ben Solo in Jedi-like robes. It said that this is to be a scene of Han Solo sitting next to a young Ben in front of the Millennium Falcon with Chewbacca in the background. Additionally, a scene was shot in which Ben hugged Han Solo before the Falcon leaves the planet of Luke's Jedi Temple. So I want to go over a couple of parts about this. Now, this seems to be a very emotional sequence between both father and son, and like I say, we do know that Episode 9 is bringing back that family element in a very emotional and heavy way for Episode 9. So, when we look at Episode 9, we do know that J.J. Abrams wants to make this movie a very emotionally satisfying film for the Star Wars fans around the world that's really going to make this movie stand out on its own, away from The Last Jedi and The Force Awakens. I honestly do get the vibe that this is going to be more around the lines of an actual sequel to that of The Force Awakens, is how I am looking at Episode 9. So when we look at this movie, we do know that Han Solo, there's a big plan in place in order to really make him somewhat of a flashback character in this movie, as well as a vision character in Episode 9, in order to really, kind of make things a little bit different and create the familiarity between both Ben Solo and Han Solo, in order to really create a bigger impact on the scene where Han Solo dies in The Force Awakens. So this scene in particular, still to this very day, Harrison Ford is not going on set for this film. However, the character of Han Solo seems to be being done for this movie with an unnamed actor that was actually dressed in the outfit of Han Solo, where there were actual markers on his face that's going to be replaced with some of the old unused footage of Harrison Ford / Han Solo from The Force Awakens that's going to be used for this father and son moment on, of course, Luke Skywalker's planet and the location of the Jedi Training Temple. So Chewbacca is actually said to be in the background, portrayed by Eunice Suetamo. This was all done over in Cardington, and toward the very end of the scene, we have a hugging sequence apparently between both Ben Solo, a young teen, I must add, probably around the age of 13 to 14 years old in this particular sequence, where Ben is actually hugging Han Solo before he leaves and boards the Millennium Falcon and leaves Luke's Jedi Training Temple and the planet that goes along with it. So, like I say, guys, one of my big complaints of The Force Awakens, whether you guys agree or disagree with me, let me know, was that there wasn't a whole lot of familiarity between both Ben Solo and Han Solo in the scene in which Han dies. For me, I think it would have been a more emotional scene if we actually got to see a sequence between the two characters prior to the death of Han Solo. That would have worked better in my opinion, and that's what should have been done, and it seems as though that this is J.J. Abrams' way of fixing that in Episode 7. So with Episode 9 including a lot of these moments, these flashbacks, these visions here and there by some of the legacy characters and of course the sequel trilogy characters, giving us an alternative view of what happened before the events of the sequel trilogy, I honestly think is a step in the right direction. To me, I feel like that's the more important, side of the story, is to just get to know a little bit more about Han Solo's relationship to his son, Ben Solo, because to this day we only know about their relationship as father and son in the forms of like books and novels and stuff like that, right? So to actually have that being done on the big screen and to actually be able to see this, I think is something that will truly resonate with a lot of fans, and that's really going to create quite the emotional impact on the scene that we saw in Episode 7, The Force Awakens. So, Disney and Lucasfilm, we do know that they are using this movie as a course correction. We also know that this movie is very important not just to them as a company, but also to the Star Wars community. You know, this movie really is a make or break situation and really determines the future of the Star Wars franchise. We do know that the new Star Wars trilogy is actually ramping up. They're going to begin production very soon, later this year, in order to really get things rolling. So they're probably going to aim for a late 2020 release or maybe even an early 2021 release of the new Star Wars trilogy. But like I say, guys, let me know what you think about all this below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.